That boy needs therapy.
Psychosomatic.
That boy needs therapy.
Purely psychosomatic.
That boy needs therapy.
Lying down on the couch.
What does that mean?
You're a nut. You're crazy in the coconut.
What does that mean?
Rob here from the Wild Camper channel. Today I'm taking a little walk in some local woodland and I'm just checking out the area for a potential overnighter which I'm trying to arrange. The area I'm in is it's a nice little woodland, but it is populated by my favourite dog walking type people. Now the problem I've got is that these lovely dog walkers, the dogs are the problem. They come in to my camp, won't leave me alone, and then the owners maraud their way through the undergrowth and disturb my pitch. So I'm trying to find somewhere which is in the middle, right, pretty much bang in the middle of these woods, but that's deep enough in off the path so the dogs perhaps are dissuaded from coming into me. Anyway, let me show you around because I'm nearly at my pitch, I think. Now, last time I was here, I did put a way marker on the Google Maps so I could find it. Because, like I say, we're quite deep into the forest, and my navigational skills are pretty poor. So, I'm quite pleased I've managed to locate the rough area. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in there. Now, if I recall, there was a little path that just came off this main trail, which is what I wanted to follow down. Oh, hello. Maybe my skills aren't as bad as I thought. Right, let's have a little look in here, people. Okay, it's still obviously a well-trodden path, which is my concern. I was thinking somewhere in here. So, oh, it's lovely and quiet, isn't it? Let's have a little look, shall we? For those of you that are trying to find wild camping spots in the UK, it can be quite tricky. But this is basically what you've got to do. See, I'm thinking if I go right in here, this was the sort of area I was thinking. Yeah. See? Yeah, the thing to do is that when you're wild camping is come out to these places and just maybe spend half an hour in them a day, maybe if you've got the time, and you can check it out. Now look, there's a little trail here. Animal trail, perhaps? I don't know. I'm no expert. So this is the area that I was thinking of. Certainly big enough. It's nice and quiet too, which is lovely. There's the map. Star is where I'm at. I can see someone walking there. Look. Just there. So the area that I've just been in, it's literally just in there. And no sooner as I walked in, as you saw, there were dog walkers walking along this stretch here. Being a main thoroughfare, I guess it's a popular route for those that love the canines. And then, as I'm walking, I've come across this fantastic place. It's about 6-7 minutes walk from the other spot that I showed you, and I like it. Let me show you around potential spot number 2. There is a more open feel, which I prefer, and the ground for me would be easier to work upon and set up with. And sort of I've been hanging around here for a few minutes, and although there's a path right over there and right over there, this has got a good vibe to it. And I found this little spot in here which would be perfect, not in the winter months because it's too wet at the moment, but in the summer that dries up. You've got a nice little spot there which people aren't going to be able to see you really in unless they literally walk over you because it's down low, but obviously at the moment it's too muddy. So yeah, this is what it's all about, isn't it? Getting out there and checking out the lay of the land, so to speak. So I was just on my return walk to the car and thought I'd just explore. I've got a bit of time. Meandered off the path and came across this. So I'm not the only crazy person that likes being outside, doing outdoorsy things, but this is random. The last thing I'd expect to find. Yeah, got to stay connected. But this shelter's taken time. Alright, it's not, you know, absolutely fantastic, but do you know what? That's alright. Stop those bloody dogs, wouldn't it? Yeah. Interesting. Thought I'd show you that anyway. I'm trying to persuade my partner in crime, Dan, to come out with me. So we'll see whether he's free for that. If so, I mean, there's enough room there for one in there, and then plenty of room outside. But this woodland is just lovely. So, my original recce was for a spot that I'd found on the push bike, but by walking it and exploring, which is what one needs to do, I found somewhere even better, so I'm quite pleased with that. And there's a path there, and there isn't another path nearby. I mean, it's right beyond that wood line. And look, just walking that little bit, I can't see that camp now. I mean, that's great. That's really good. I hope I can find it when I come up here next in the dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what a chap I've been watching, I'm sure you're subscribed to him, Darren from Funky Prepper. He makes like a little mark on the path with, I don't know, sticks or stones or something, just to show exactly where he needs to turn in. So I'm going to walk, that lean-to is about there, so I'm going to walk straight, more or less, to the path, and I'm going to put something on the path to indicate when I'm walking back up here in the dark, or Jesus, in the day it's that well concealed, so I can find it. But that was just luck. Well, so I thought I'd just show you what I'm packing up to take on tonight's camp. You've seen the recce I did. I don't go light. I'm not going to lie to you. I like my comforts. I like what I like. I like my concealment, my camo netting, everything like that. All adds up. and it all goes into that big Bergen, that big rucksack. So let's run through it quickly. It's going to be the first outing of the Klymit Static V Lux. We're trying that tonight for the first time. Pillow, just a cheap Carrymore one. The BCB tactical gloves, really good. Brew kit, first aid, tactical spade entrenching device, I should say. Handmade spoon, some bug spray, paracord, platypus for my water, which I'll fill up in a bit, Huggies, wipes for the obvious, safety light. That's got my gas stove in it, my Coleman dual fuel. The Banshee 200, Old Faithful, hasn't let me down yet. Cheap camo top go under that. Not to really protect it as such, but just I don't like getting it all really filthy dirty. I know where I'm going is a bit muddy, so I don't care about the cheap tarp. Got the Basha here. Woolly hat in case it gets cold. A cheap torch. We'll review that tonight. See how well it does. Fire striker. Tampons and stuff to pull apart, light the fire with. A cheap head torch. That's really a backup one. Trusty. The titanium cup and spork. My knife, yeah, I'm still deciding whether I love or hate. Yes. I don't know. We will see. It's an ongoing relationship with that knife. Right, let's leave her out for a minute. It's a bit tough to do one-handed. That is full of 2 or 3 camo nets, which I like to string up. And interesting enough, you can see there, what's that? Looks like it's actually coming through the bag, and that's a snug bag compressing sack thing. I think Snug Pack is a pile of shit, their stuff, and I won't be buying any more, I'll tell you that. I've sent a few things back that I've ordered from them, ridiculous price, and quality's rubbish. Anyway, just my personal opinion. I don't hold back. Another Old Faithful actually. This sleeping bag, Gillette. Yeah, it's a 4-season bag, allegedly. But I wouldn't like to be in that down to those temperatures. So I also have this rather fetching inner, which is supposed to be, I think it's Austrian or Swiss Army issue. It was new. It's about £20, and that goes inside that sleeping bag and makes it wonderfully warm. What else do we have here? I think I've covered everything. Oh, and another new toy, Helinox. I'm not quite sure how that's pronounced. We'll go over that a bit later on. It's a chair. It's a little fold-up chair. You see the size of it there. Well, I've tried it out in the garden. Let's see how we get along with it tonight, is what I'd say. And that's all going into the Pro Force, the Highlander Pro Force, which I think I got for around £55 that bag, or £60. It's a 75 litre, I think, rucksack, wagon, whatever you want to call it. Has the variable back system. I've used it once, not for a very long walk, and it was fine for the price. So I'm just geeing myself up to go out because I'm pretty tired from work and stuff, and I don't know if I can be asked. So I'm going to get everything together and then take a decision. So I've come out and I'm back where you saw earlier in the video. I'm doing a solo wild camp, despite my best efforts at getting friends, other wild campers to join me. Everyone's busy. So I'm taking the opportunity, and I'm going to pick the third spot where you saw the someone had built something like a sort of a little temporary camp there. And I'm going to use that spot tonight for my own little camp. So let's bring you back a bit nearer. It's probably about a 10-minute walk from here. Right, so I've walked about 15 minutes, and it's a similar trek all the way down, and There's my mark, the line, so I know it's in there. Now I left a branch as well. That's obviously gone. Let's do a quick time check. What are we? Friday evening, about 8 o'clock. I don't like coming out on the weekends because you tend to get others. And I like to be on my own unless I know the people. So it just so happens I've got a rare Friday off. So let's see if I can find this place. I wanted to come before nightfall to have a chance of finding it and test out whether I could carry this big heavy rucksack. And it is heavy. As usual, I've out of breath, uphill. As usual, I've bought more than I need. Well, I bought what I want, so let's see whether we can find this site. Hope so. I know it's tucked somewhere here. Yeah, just as I found it the other day. There's plenty of dry wood, considering it's been raining, so that's good for my fire. Yeah, and it's in a nice little sort of thicket of wood. Right, I think we'll get set up, eh? Right, so I'll bring you back. It's just gone 9 PM and I've gone for the Basha, I've decided. So, just a low slung tarp or Basha, and trying out the new sleeping pad tonight, so I'll let you know how that goes, and the Helinox camo chair as well. So that's me, but let me show you around. I haven't seen anyone since I got here. Haven't heard anything since I got here. It's pretty quiet actually. When I did my December camp in 2013, my first solo, I was right over there, about a mile away, and that's a bit nearer civilization. Maybe that's why I chose it. This one's more remote. And, yeah, so far we've got a good vibe. No boogeymen. So I'm going to crack a beer open. I'm debating whether to have a fire or not. Really, I'm not cooking. I'm not really that bothered. And I find fire always draws anyone that's wandering around. Smoke and the sight. But yeah, it's I'll just go over here. You wouldn't see me in there at all. There's no need for the camo netting. Whoever's built that's done a good enough job. Someone's had a fire here before, obviously. I've got wood, I've collected a little bit, but I just haven't bothered processing anything major. It's all no Widowmakers. Yeah, I don't think I'll bother with a fire. I'm going to sit, chill, turn the light off, turn the video off, and sit and have a beer. I've forgotten my cigars, so I can't have that, but that's alright. And I'll show you around in the morning, 'cause it's always better in the morning, isn't it? You can see a lot more. So, wish me a pleasant night. Alright guys, so I thought I'd give you just one last bit of video. I have to say this inertia, I think it's the Lux, I'll get the correct model number. It's very, very wide, so it's from here, and it goes all the way over here. I'm in the middle there. I've still got both arms on the mat. It seems really comfy, so I'm really pleased so far with that. yeah, it's been a bit of a quiet, chill out one really. No fire. I didn't want any dinner. I wasn't hungry, and yeah, I've had a busy day, so I want to get my head down now, and I'll come back to you in the morning, see how I fared. Morning. It's just gone 6 AM. As usual, I didn't sleep fantastically. There's a number of reasons. A little midgy mosquito thing kept annoying me around my ear, and I was also viciously attacked by slugs in the night. Bloody things wouldn't leave me alone. So yeah, definitely no Basha. Tent is the way forward. So I even actually considered packing up in the night and going home, because it's just driving me mad, to bloody mosquitoes and things. I just couldn't sleep. And yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna have a cup of tea and then wait for it to brighten up a little bit, and I'll show you around camp before I strike down. So I'll have a cup of tea first, I think. Start the day right. On the old Coleman. Take my hand off it. This mattress has been really good. Definitely needs a pillow. Better pillow than what I've got. But the actual mattress did a really good job. It was really comfy. So while we're waiting for that to boil, I'll just show you what I was wearing last night, really. So, got the bag that I showed you earlier on. There's the fleece liner was in there somewhere as well, and then a t-shirt and a fleece, and I was fine. Toasty, probably a little bit too warm actually. Wasn't too bad. The Helinox chair was very good. It holds up to 145 kilos, so that's more than enough for me. But the chair legs do sink in to the ground when you sit on floor like that, material like that, as I found last night. It wasn't the end of the world. So next to me, within striking distance, is the SE, just in case someone decides they want to get a little bit too friendly in the night. That'll give them the good news. Make sure it's in. And then my pack underneath, my jacket, my wet jacket, and a charger for the camera and the phone. Just striking down now really. I've had a cup of tea and a scone for my breakfast. But I thought I'd just show you this lovely mat in all its glory. It is massive. So this is the Klymit V Lux, and they retail for around £80. Currently you can only get them from the US. So that's import plus duties, so probably call it a oneer by the time you messed about, which is a shame really, because you can get them in the US for about 40 quid, but there you go, that's the way it goes, isn't it? But it's a really comfortable mat, but like I say, it needs a good pillow with it, so that's on my wish list. That did me last night with my sleeping bag and the fleece. my Bergen. So let's just struggle out. That's where I stayed. I mean, I'm only about 20 feet away, but other than the chair at the front and the plastic bag, obviously my rubbish bag and all the food bits and bobs, you wouldn't see that. I mean, someone spent time on that. It's maybe not very elegant, but it certainly did the job. So it's been there for quite a while because a lot of the branches used are very green, incense moss, and some of them are quite rotted. So how much longer it will remain, who knows? What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the shelter up, the Basha at the top, for the time being. The weather's on and off. It's not raining right now, so I've got my bag, my rucksack out. I'm going to fill that, and if it starts to rain, I'll go straight back in, no problem. Right, so we're going to have one last tea or coffee, I haven't decided yet, before I lump that on my back and get moving. I wasn't sure if I'd like this chair or not. I thought it'd be a little bit more comfortable than it is. It's still very good. I'll show you it packed down anyway when I'm done. But yeah, so there's the shelter. I can't say leave no trace. I've left no trace of me, and obviously the structure will remain as I found it. It was alright, just big enough for me. So I thought I'd show you how this chair folds down. Pretty neat. So literally hook. And it's a bit like a tent, literally. I don't know if it's worth 120 quid. Still. If you don't try, you don't know, do you? Goes in there. It does seem really well made, to be fair to them. It's the multicam. Genuine. I like my DPM, but they don't make it in DPM. It is nice, especially when it's damp, not to be sitting on the floor. But I'll tell you what, the other little seats that I've got that just fold up like that, and they've got like a band between and it sits you up. They're quite good. I like the fact that that folds up pretty small, and that'll go in my pack.